Hi guys, it's ASBYT and the rumours are really starting to circle about the upcoming iPhone 12 range. So here is all of the latest information in one place. We're talking software, hardware and a few other brand new up and coming Apple products as well. Let's get straight to it. Do just what you want. So firstly, some very interesting news regarding the iOS 14 software, which is due to launch with the iPhone 12, in the fact that it gives us a little clue about some upcoming hardware as well. Found in the software code by 9to5Mac are two symbols of some brand new over-ear headphones, one white and one black. Make a space grey version of those and I'm sold. So chances are these will launch with the iPhone 12, but equally they could launch earlier and those icons could be added to an iOS 13 update. They're believed to come with some of the same features as the AirPods Pro, like active noise cancellation, instant pairing and automatic shut-off when you take them off your ears. One huge rumoured feature on iOS 14 that many people are going to be a fan of is the ability to change default apps to third parties. So when you click on a link, you could choose Google Chrome, for example, as opposed to Safari. When you click on email, it could go to Gmail by default, and other music services could open by default as opposed to Apple Music. I personally think this would be an amazing feature, but I'm a little bit skeptical because this kind of goes against everything that Apple are about in terms of that ecosystem. Time will tell. And finally, before we move on to the iPhone, brand new iMessage features a new fitness app compatible with the iPhone, Apple Watch and Apple TV, as well as improvements to the Apple Pencil if we're talking iPadOS. So moving on to the iPhone 12 range, expect something a little bit similar to last year, but some big differences at the same time. Last year, it seemed that Apple finally managed to sort out the naming situation with the 11, 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max. That sort of Pro name matched up with the likes of the MacBook Pro and the AirPods Pro. So as we're almost certain we're going to get another 3 models this year, expect the same name. iPhone 11 12. That's definitely not that. iPhone 12, 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. Similar names, but finally we're due to see the first major design shift since the iPhone 10. Notoriously, Apple don't tend to change their design every single year like a lot of manufacturers, and it's obvious to see why. It is, after all, a great way to maximize profits. But even for Apple, there's only so many times you can rehash a design, and it seems to be their sweet spot is every sort of 3 to 4 years. So 10, 10S, 11, see where we're going with this? 4th generation, we're on to the iPhone 12, expect the big change. This is actually backed up by respected Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who said the design will be significantly different to the models we have now, with latest leaks suggesting we're going to go from the more rounded design of the iPhone 11 to a more squarer finish like the iPhone 4/5. And it looks like a significant design change goes a lot further than just the outside chassis, more on that later. Ming-Chi Kuo also believes we're going to see a different range of sizes, so a 6.7-inch Max model up from the 6.5 of last year, the same 6.1 standard 12, but a smaller 5.4-inch 12 Pro. There's an unconfirmed report of a 64 megapixel primary sensor, so much larger than the 12 megapixel that we currently have with the 11 Pro. Now in theory, the larger the sensor, the more detailed the images can be, the better the pictures are in low light, with greater dynamic range potential as well. A larger sensor can also help out with depth of field or background blur, as will the additional time of flight sensor that will be added to the 12 Pro, with the regular 12 gaining a telephoto lens which was absent on the 11, but there will be no time of flight sensor. A 64 megapixel sensor will be smaller than the 108 we see on the S20 Ultra, but that doesn't mean the iPhone will take necessarily worse photos, because as you know, processing software is such a huge element as well. Backed up by my full comparison test which I did here, in which the iPhone 11 Pro Max with its 12 megapixel sensors more than held its own against the S20 Ultra, and there was only subtle differences between the two, in my opinion. Another area Apple are looking to hold their own against Samsung this year is in the display department. For the last couple of years, Android fans have mocked Apple, and possibly rightly so, for the size of the notch. And it seems 3 years after its inception, as with the rounded to square design finish, it's time for change in the display makeup too. Recent leaks have suggested a punch hole cutout could be an option similar to the S20 Ultra. However, to fit all of the sensors needed for Face ID, etc. would be, let's say, more than a struggle. So many leaks that are coming out is that there will be a notch, but just a smaller one. And no, while we're on the subject, all of the sensors, etc. will not be housed in a miniature top bezel. The iPhone 11 12 will almost certainly not be bezel-less, no matter what concepts or renders you see. One thing that is a high probability is the fact that we will see a 120Hz refresh rate display. It already seems to be the standard in 2020 flagships, so again expect it from Apple, although the latest information suggests that it will only be on the Pro and Pro Max model and not on the regular. That will be 60Hz. 6GB of RAM on the Pro and Pro Max, 4GB on the standard. Support for 5G will be available this year, and a Type-C charging pot. What? Surely not. Come on, Apple. It's time. it's time to say goodbye to the Lightning. Let me charge my iPhone and my MacBook and my wireless headphones with one cable. One can only dream. Word on the grapevine is that a navy blue colour will be circulating come launch, and that'd be very interesting to see. Let me know in the comments if you're pumped for the iPhone 12 range. Is it going to be the best smartphone range of the year? Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you love breaking tech news, unboxings, reviews. I'll love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.